So I've managed to get it roughly in your direction. It's more sort of northwesterly, Roger.
Yeah, that's no problem. I'm running a vertical antenna, 5/8 wave vertical, and with your beam horizontal coming my way, getting you between 6 and 8. So radio 5 and signal between 6 and 8. I think just as you were tweaking it at the end, it went from 6 to 8. Today, Andy, I'm using an old Trio 830S. So the TS-830 Sierra. I am running 100 watts. I would imagine that you're running 10 watts, but with some nice gain on that antenna. And yeah, the antenna, as I say, this side is a 5/8 wave vertical, Andy. So a big and hill, bit of ground wave, cross polarization. You're doing really well. Back to you. Yeah, radio's working fine, and well done on West Virginia. You'll find a lot of them come out of the woodwork on the east coast of the USA. Yeah, it seems to be quite highly populated. It's when you go across the country they get a bit sparse, but that's fantastic news, and it just shows that QRP works. I do a lot of QRP stuff, Andy, both with home built and commercial radios, and I do a lot of QRP. In fact, last week I worked Saudi Arabia, well, Greece, Saudi Arabia, the Mauritius and Australia on 5 watts. In fact, with Saudi Arabia, I got down to 1 watt. With Greece, I got down to 1 watt. I was heard in Mauritius down to either 5 or 10 watts, and Australia, the 5 watts, he did struggle with a 4 and 3, but with 10 watts I was a 5 and 4. So you know that you don't need hundreds of watts. You do not need, I've got 100 watts because this old hybrid radio puts it out, and I'm just going to use it. But I do play the QRP game. If people have got time and they want to have a chat, I will bring the power down. I can do it with this radio. It's a bit of a pain. All you do is you're just altering the mic gain, and just keep bringing the mic gain down on the SSB. The carrier doesn't do a lot on SSB, I don't think. I've tried that before, but I've got a few old radios, the TS-830S, couple of summer camps, that sort of thing. Lots of radios from like the 60s and 70s. It's a passion of mine. But I'm just wondering, Andy, you're operating a beam, so you've obviously taken up the hobby with a bit more enthusiasm than a lot. I'm just wondering how long you've had the M7. Back to you.
You know, coming from the TV side of it, through my elder brothers, but mainly my grandfather got me into it. He was a radio technician in the RAF. I've always been into the hobby on the scale, but it took me right to take this toll, and it took a lockdown for me to go, right, let's get this sorted out and get this license. I've been into antenna building and radio for such a long time. I've got many antennas, you know, university and diagonals, all sorts of things. That's my sort of fun of the hobby, is that side of it. This antenna, I've been trimming it all afternoon to get it resonant, get on 28 megahertz, so I can drop down and up the band into 11 meters and into 10. You know, for quite a good coverage for 3 gauges, but Yeah, I'm pretty pleased with it. So he was on the tune, I used to do, not managed to get a contact on 20 meters on it. But it's with rotation, I can't swing it round with treating the white shed here and keep the branches. But it's not the rotation that's going to stay. It's going to go further down the other end of the plot. And that way, when the telescope raise and lower it,
Yeah, no problem, mate. It's working well. What you might want to do is elevate it slightly for DX work, rather than have it flat horizontal. Is elevate it so that it's pointing a few degrees up. You know, launching at the horizon. I mean, you might get slightly better results, as I say, because you know the curvature of the Earth. Obviously, it drops away, but if you want to give yourself just a little bit of elevation on the front of it, you might find that that works. I'm no expert. I'm not a big antenna king, so I don't really know. You know, like I'm not saying I don't know. Sorry, I don't study antenna theories and stuff. It's not my thing. I'm more into home brewing and restoring old equipment and using like old gear, valve gear, that sort of thing. I am very lazy. It's very well known. I'm very lazy with antennas. My HF antenna for 15 meters down to top band is just a 90-foot long wire, and then I do have a 9-element beam for 2 meters, but that's not been getting a lot of use the last year. And yeah, for say for 10 and 12 I used a 5/8 wave vertical, and I've got a collinear up as well for 2 and 77s FM. But I just checked on QRZ, Andy. We last time we had a chat was in the 14th of June 2021, and that was on 10 meters. So it's been a while, and I see you've been licensed a while, so best you get your finger out and get that 2E0 now, especially as you've been into the hobby so long. I mean, I failed the RAE in 1978, believe it or not. So it took me a long time to come full circle and do the well, it took me 2 years to do the free licenses. So but of course, you know, a lot of years in between, and a lot of knowledge come in between, what with my jobs and everything, and my apprenticeship and that when I was younger. You know, there was a lot of crossover there with the you know, with the RAE as it was then, the City and Guilds, and when I done my BTEC in telecommunications, lots of crossover. So sort of over the years I've developed the knowledge. I've always been into radio building, that sort of thing, you know, but I've got a lot of hobbies in between as well, and a wife and 2 children and all the rest. As I say, it got to 2017, I was doing a bit of 11 meter stuff, and I knew that cycle 25 was coming up, and I realized that, you know, foundation was quite simple, or very simple. Likewise, the 2E0 was as easy. It's really a lot of a lot of rehash, I think, of the foundation, so it's not difficult at all. And of course the full license, not, well, for me it wasn't difficult, but it wasn't easy either. I won't say, you know, it was the easiest thing in the world, because I'd be lying. It isn't. You know, you've got to learn some, you know, some algebra and stuff, and it's you know, it's stuff that I haven't touched since probably the late 70s, early 80s. But anyway, yeah, it's as I say, just checked. I'll just logging you on QRZ, and what I'll do is later on I'll check out your biography. I'll go into the, you know, the pages where we can check out biographies of that, and just see what you've been up to. But yeah, great to get you in the log from an allotment on your homemade 2-element beam. Back to you, M7IND. This is M0 JCF.
Break, Mark. Say that, but I don't know if you ever been on Facebook. What we've done is we've years ago, back in the 70s or 80s, all of the old figures here on the radio club. I think they used to run out down camp. So a few of them, we're sort of in the process of rebooting it, and getting going. And we've got the Facebook page up and running, which is the guy who was a few on the radio club, TS-830S. be on the Facebook page if you before flying or whatever. The worst is if you overheat jet ski, I'm talking about top of the head, top of the pieces up there. But yeah, with the steady going, there's a lot of interest. We've got quite a few amateurs around here, but it goes up the wall. And at this stage, you know, doing it more club activity, you know, there's no sort of joining people. We just want to get it up and going. It's all about the hobby that it is. Anything else, of course, with all these things, you go to growers, whatever. It's more demand, we'll of course just reevaluate things then. But, yeah, we've got the Facebook going. We've got another one going, the FSC page on Facebook, FSC page, very popular, quite a few hundred members on that now. So yeah, there's all good fun, it's all fun part. I think the beauty is here, my location here is for zero interference. And we're absolutely no noise. So most situations where we're trying to walk away is fantastic. You know, we're just under sea level here. But here, just because I'm further away from houses, and there's no power lines or anything about me, it's absolutely fantastic. What I can hear from here is talking trees that are actually there.
Yeah, Roger, mate. 1 second, Andy. Yeah, the brake station, you are acknowledged. A couple of things happens now, Andy. Thanks for all the information about the various groups, etc. What I've done is I'm recording this, so I'll get the information from the recording because there was a lot of information there. I'll get the information from the recording. The recording will go up, if you like, on my YouTube channel, M0JCF Ham Radio, so you can see what you sounded like. Right, your signal has dropped off. It dropped down to a consistent S5. Now it's hovering around S3. Not too sure why. And also, someone has come up very, very close, very wide, and I've had to use the shift and width to sort of move him out. So hang on a second, mate, because someone else is has joined us at the brake station. Go ahead, M0JCF in company with Mike 7IND.
Yeah, this station is Golf 0 Foxtrot Delta Bar Frank, and I'm only running 10 watts. Back to you, Mark.
Yeah, G0 FDP M0JCF. Oh, brilliant, Frank. Yeah, I'm running 100. Andy's running 10. He's down in Biggin Hill on his allotment with a homemade 2-element beam. I think he said it was 3 metres, 2 metres or 3 metres up. And they're pointing, well, he can't quite get it in our direction. But, okay, Frank, yeah, I don't know if you heard what was going on, mate. I don't know if you want to give Andy a shout. Andy, listen out for Frank, Golf 0, Foxtrot Delta Papa. He's not too far away from me, but slightly higher than me, right by the Cray Valley Radio Society Club. So if you listen out for him, I'll get him to give you a call and you can log him as well. The call sign for him, Frank, is M7IND. So over to you, Frank. G0 FDP M0JCF in company with M7IND.
Yep, okay then, Mark. This is Golf 0 Foxtrot Delta Bar. I've been listening for a little while, and I found out that Mark 7 IMD is about a 3 and a 5 with me. Did go up to a bit to 7 earlier, but he dropped down a little bit. But no doubt, if he's working from Biggin Hill and he's got an antenna which is a Yagi, which is probably pointing roughly in our direction, I suppose he may be. But I've been listening for a little while there, Mark, and I did try to work a station in the where was it now? Oh, Kuwait this afternoon, but I was sitting there waiting and waiting to get through to him, and then all of a sudden he went QRT. Oh, marvellous, isn't it? Anyway, you're obviously no problem because you're not far from me, are you, Mark? And I'm only running, well, 10 watts. I could even reduce it to 5 watts, but there we are. And it sounds like you know this gentleman, M7IMD, so I'll put it back to that station. From G0FDP, M7IMD from G0FDP. G0FDP, M7IMD, yes, good to hear you. Yes, you are well quiet. I think I'm probably not quite aiming in your direction. I'm keeping an eye on the voltmeter. It probably explains why I'm dropping in power. It's gone down to 11.5 volts when I see now. So I'll probably, after this afternoon, with all the testing of the antenna and trimming, I'll probably run the battery power down. But solar panels are the next thing, and get some proper leisure batteries over when I'm trying to drive up. So I can put them in here and run off of them, so I can go all day then, you know, it's not my night. But I'm certainly hearing you there. For M7IND. Yep, okay there, M7IND. I think it's Mark. I'm not quite sure of the call sign, but anyway, you're 5 and 5 with me, no problem. I can actually hear you every word you're saying there on that transmission. So I'll put it back to M0JCF, who obviously can hear you a little bit better than I can. So over to you now, Mark, M0JCF.
Yeah, G0FDP M0JCF in company. I'll get the call sign corrected for you, Frank. It's Mike 7 India November Delta. I think you had him down as Mike Delta, and his name's Andy. And yeah, he's got a homebrew 2-meter band Yagi down in his allotment with him. I'll give the bloke 10 out of 10 for that one. And he's just worked at Virginia, which is nice to hear. You know, at the end of the day, Frank, I was telling him I'm very, very lazy with antennas, as you know. I'm all right with everything that gets to the antenna, but the antenna I'm very, very lazy. But yeah, as I say, you've got him 5 and 5, and he's receiving you. So you know, that ticks 2 boxes. And the fact that you're officially running SSB QRP, and I imagine that you're using your G5RV, aren't you, Frank, which means depending which way you know all the elements are going, you might actually have a better setup for him, because I say I'm vertical and he's running horizontal. So yeah, well, we've all heard each other, and that's all that matters. Okay then, well, if you want to hang around, I'm just going to call CQ, see if I can grab at least somebody from across the Atlantic. I have had earlier, I had a Paros Island, which is one of the Greek islands. I like working the Greek islands because very rarely do they pop their head over the wall. And I've got Sierra Victor 8 Kilo Uniform India, yeah, Paros Island. But I don't know if he had a problem, because he just vanished literally as I was about to give him a report, and that he vanished. So either that or somebody was pirating, wanted to see if he was getting out, and you know, I don't know. But anyway, I stuck him in the paper logbook. I logged him on QRZ, or I will log him on QRZ with a question mark for received. But yeah, I don't expect him to tick my boxes. So that's the story there, Frank. Right, and back to you, Andy. Yeah, Andy, if you want to hang around, or did you say that you were moving? Sorry, your signal dropped. You went back up to 5 and 5. It's a little bit up and down, which might be the terrain causing that, traffic, I don't know. What do I know? But yeah, are you going to hang around and see if we can get you some DX? Back to you. Yeah, M7IND, M0 JCF in company with G0 FDP. No problem, Andy. Well, once you've got your solar panels and your leisure battery and everything else sorted out, I'm sure you'll be doing lots more portable DXing. And of course, you'll have the option then, won't you, of spending longer time. I'd imagine we've got some grey line coming up. I normally find I get more of the southern states around about this time of the day as well. So take care. Yeah, if you're killing the battery anyway, yeah, there's probably no point in hanging around. All the very best. Don't make it 2 years again before you drop in and say hello. You'll find me more likely nowadays on 10 and 12 meters. You'll find me on 40 meters sometimes. Generally, I'll only be going on 80 meters, probably in the winter time, something like that. I know we've just come out of winter, but you'll find me around there. Normally, you'll find me on 40 and 80 doing some QRP work. I don't mind a bit of QRP on 40 and 80. It's always fun and quite a challenge as well when the band gets crowded. So yeah, find me on M0 JCF ham radio, and I'll upload the video this evening. Be about 15 minutes long, and you'll get an idea of how you are sounding. Of course, it's subjective because obviously the radio that I'm using and you know, the controls, the settings and whatever, you know, if I'd have been using the IC 7300, you probably would have been crystal clear. But I like to make hard work for myself. All the very best, mate, and I'll say goodbye. I'll hand over to Frank to say goodbye as well, and then I'll let me and Frank, let Frank, sorry, decide what he wants to do, if he wants to hang around, and I'll catch you later. So all the very best, mate. 73 to the whole family, and drive safely home. M7 India November Delta. This is Mike 0 Juliet Charlie Foxtrot in company with Golf 0 Fox Delta Papa. Back to you, Andy, and bye-bye. Over to you, Frank, for a final for him.
Yep, okay there, Mark. Yep, okay. M7 India November Delta, that's Andy. Yes, nice to hear you, and you're still 5 and 5 on my ICOM 718, running only now 5 watts. I don't know whether you can still hear me okay on 5 watts. Back to you from GGFDP. Roger that, thanks, Roger. Yes, still hearing you. And yes, still working 5 watts. Drop that down a little bit on me there, but I can certainly hear you. Okay, from M7IND on 73. Yeah, 73's Andy, and nice to chat to you, and also to Mark for letting me in on the group here there. Thank you very much, Andy. And don't leave it too long, as Mark was saying. Back up to you, Mark. By the way, I'm using a vertical antenna on the G5RV. Yes, half-wave vertical. Back to you, Mark.
Yeah, G0 FDP M0 JCF now. Now we've diminished down to 2. Yeah, well, it's sounding good, mate. When you was running 10 watts, you were 5 and 9 plus 10, plus 15, round about that mark. And now you're 5 and 9 dead with 5 watts. Yeah, I've got an 817. Did you say yours is an 817 or an 818? Yeah, I've got a mind like a sieve, mate. Everything just goes straight through. Hang on, let's turn off the recording.